Oh, I see that you've come for some therapy. And some kissing? Well, perfect, because this is kissing therapy, proper counseling. Let's get brainwashed. The next day, Rose entered the campus cafeteria. She didn't normally eat here, why would she? Right, she doesn't need to eat. But she just felt like being more social and outgoing now. Her clothing was something of a joke by this point, but no different from any other faculty member really. Fortunately, everyone is being brainwashed the same time as me. A tiny mini skirt showed off most of her ass and an insignificant stringy top barely held in her bazungas. Few were wearing much more. One of the students caught her eye. She struggled briefly to remember her name before recalling it was Amber, the girl that had come to her with the troubling stories. It looked like she had some sort of bright little pill in her hand. Is she taking drugs in school? Don't do that, kids. Say no to drugs. And if they say yes to you, you have taken too many drugs. Amber was sitting with another girl she recognized, Kelly. Kelly had spoken with Rose just last week about the source of the drugs. She suspected one of the teachers was the source. Kelly seemed nervous, but Amber didn't seem to notice or care. Then, while Kelly was looking away for a brief moment, Amber slipped a pill into her glass of soda. Okay, wait a moment. First brainwashing and now drugs? Come on, game. Where are you going to take me? Rose felt like she'd been shot in the gut.
The drugs. That girl is trying to drug the other girl. I've got to stop this. I can end this.
But are you going to? I don't think you are. As she tried to rush over, Rose felt a strange sap from her arms and legs. Amy had told her to stop looking into the pills. Hadn't she caused enough hassle lately? Besides, they belonged to Amber. It wouldn't be very considerate of her to take them away. While she stood paralyzed, Kelly had already begun gulping down the tainted soda. Somehow, Rose just couldn't bring herself to move as she helplessly watched the girl sip her drink and chat casually with the girl that had just spiked it. Within a few minutes, she began to sag against Amber, looking half-conscious.
Excuse me. Got to go to the whatever it was. Bathroom? Be right.
Are we going to follow her into the bathroom? I think we are, because we're insane. She stood and stumbled off, words slurred and only half finished. Amber didn't speak, she just smiled and silently followed. Rose wanted to stop them. She wanted to stop them more than anything. This didn't feel right. This felt all wrong. She managed to get as far as the hallway just outside the restroom. It was designed in a modern open conscious style. There was no door and she could hear every sound coming from inside with absolute clarity. Is it not enough for her to spike her drink and brainwash everyone? She had to go and help the girl pee? Slurred mumbling, stifled moans, rhythm squeals, and gratuitously wet sounds make their way into her ears. Amber is looking very different. Is that the same Amber that is like the director of the school or something? If it's not, I'm really confused now. It was wrong. Rosa's hand couldn't stop. The students in the wall ignored her completely. It was horribly wrong. She couldn't believe what was happening in front of her eyes. It was all consensual. She knew a proper student would always agree to do this. Yeah, consensual, exactly. That's why Amber spiked Kelly's drink. It didn't matter if she was drugged and dragged into the restroom. It was something naughty. If she was a proper student, then she'd go along with it. Only if she was a proper student. If she wasn't, she would not agree. It was good. It was right. It was so fucking hot. Even so, it didn't feel like it was right. She wanted to get up, go in there and stop it. But she went in there and joined them. No? Okay. I tried. She found new ways to brainwash herself instead. The thrill of sensation pounding so hard her thoughts seemed to ebb and fade. The thoughts and objections dulled as she listened to the siren song of soft cries coming from the restroom. And a million thoughts came rushing over her head. Her fingers started snapping as her breathing went ragged, and her mind clouded over with an overwhelming need to interject to what was happening. And she did. She screamed, spreading chicken wings for the whole hall to see as the world washed over with white and her thoughts left her entirely. Is she just a puppet now? As she tripped on the floor, ignored by the students, she found the strength to mutter a single word.
Why?
Why's the question? A few were watching her, openly enjoying themselves as much as she had. None of them seemed bothered by what was going on. Others seemed to be filing into the restroom themselves, and soon more than one new voice echoed out of it. So everyone is going into the bathroom now? I don't think that's space enough for everyone. It was good, it was normal, it was fine, except it somehow, inexplicably felt wrong. Rose staggered back to her feet, backing away from the restroom as though it was haunted. Something was wrong. She didn't know what, but she needed to fix it. How do you fix something if it's not broken? I mean, if it's broken, we are all broken. We are slaves of our mind. She ran back to her office with everything she had before slamming the door. Rose picked up the phone. She didn't know what had come over her earlier, but it didn't matter. As the lust faded, she realized this was her chance. We're calling the police now? She just hoped that no one will talk about what she just did in a hall while listening to Amber and Callie.
That's right, Mom. You should complete the buyout. Let's do it quietly.
Is Rose buying the school? What is happening now? I thought she was calling the cops or something.
Goodbye.
She couldn't talk about what happened even when she tried. A proper counselor keeps decent things private.
Maybe I won't ruin Amy. That wouldn't be very nice. And a proper counselor should be nice to her superiors.
Not if your superiors are wrong.
Still, I have to be a little mean to get this place. She has to go.
Especially if she's brainwashing people. Rose celebrated her impending victory with a rewatch of an old video. Not the same video. Day 6. Oh no, are we watching the videos again? It was a new day and that meant that it was time for a new video. But Rose found it hard to focus on it. Worries kept appearing and the normal tranquil calm she had watching her wonderfully funny videos escaped her now. The students had really taken to their own videos. They had clearly been doing all of them a lot of good and it was hard to argue with the results. She hoped he would give more girls the confidence to come and see her. Is this an all-girls school? If it is, sorry, I don't remember. If anything though, the drug problem seemed so much worse now. It seemed like every restroom had a perpetual soundtrack of Alf wheeling moans inside. Really? Really guys? Restrooms? Unless they're like disinfected every hour? That's disgusting. She'd even seen a student slip a pill to a teacher, only able to watch helpless as the poor woman was tracked off to become another voice in the lyric chorus. The teacher had missed her classes for the rest of the day, but there did seem to be a lot of happy students visiting her. Honestly, she was happy for the students. The teacher had thanked them all publicly the next day too. Something about it just struck her as wrong, like there was something no one noticed. Whatever it was, she couldn't quite seem to understand it. As usual, there were a group of teachers watching the screen with her, furiously playing the trombone and chanting along.
Is that going to be my fate? Slip the drug and then thanking people for using me?
She sighed and took up her own position next to the teachers. The thought kept bothering her. She knew she was going to win, so why was she bothered? You bothered because you know that you're being brainwashed. She had never considered touching that place that way in the past. At least that's opening your mind for something. Something about it just seems so appealing lately though. She sighed with comfort and chanted along.
I've always been interested in this. This was my idea.
Of course he was. Of course he was. Don't let anyone say otherwise. Something just felt so terribly wrong with, well, everything. She whispered something to herself softly between the chants.
I just can't figure what's wrong. Am I going crazy?
Maybe not finger, but maybe you can punch what's wrong. She raised her voice to try and drown out the thought.
My feels empty. I always need something in my...
Okay, me neither, but that's why we're two different people. Rose pushed hard, but couldn't quite seem to get her fingers to go away. Maybe, that's better. Okay, forget about fingers, because that's way bigger than a finger. And a fist. The teacher asking was an attractive redhead she didn't recognize. Her flame-colored hair pounced with every twist of the woman's hips sitting on the coffee table. She held out a bottle to Rose, only glancing away from the video for a second.
Sure.
Is she talking to herself now? I'm confused. She gladly took it as a bouncing teacher said more words in the video and tried to pick up her pace. The liquid was very cold as she applied it. She felt compelled to start doing it once she was ready to go. This made everything so much more easy.
I felt so empty. Thank you.
I thought you were empty inside your brain.
No problem. A proper teacher is always willing to help out her co-workers.
Except you're not a proper teacher. Except you think you are a proper teacher because you're doing this.
Thank you. I'll reward you properly.
I thought they were the same person. What? Rose leaned over and took one of the teacher's candies.
Maybe that's what's wrong. I just needed something inside me. I'm so glad to be part of a school with such good staff.
What you need more inside of you is IQ. She considered for a bit longer.
No, that's not enough. There's something else. Something about the drugs. I need to talk to Amy.
Wake up, come on! Oh, but we're not done yet. Rose didn't bother dressing back up as she left the room. Though she did borrow something from the red-headed teacher before she left. And that is way bigger than a finger. It felt a lot better than her fingers. She was satisfyingly full. She knocked calmly on Amy's door, resting the urge to smell her armpits as she waited for the reply.
Come in.
Are you one of those that smell armpits? Am I your dog now? What's happening? Oh, it's the other students, sorry. They are all very identical. As she entered the room, she saw a teacher emerge from under Amy's desk. Hair in disarray and clothes nowhere to be found. Rose paid the woman no mind as she walked up to the desk.
There's something wrong at this school.
Oh, don't tell me. This for me seems like such a normal school to be at. She spoke flatly, her emotions muted but surprisingly strong.
We'll finish this later.
Why do you sound so upset? And why does the teacher have a furry tail? I want answers now. The teacher nodded and walked out. Visibly obvious tail swishing from side to side where it hung past her tights.
I don't know exactly what it is.
But Amy knows everything.
Things are wrong around here. Students drugging each other, even teachers. And we're all just okay with it?
I thought I told you to drop the thing with the drugs.
It's not just the drugs. It's everything. Everything is so odd lately.
Are we the only one with a little bit of conscience yet?
Over the past couple of days, everyone's clothes are getting skimpier. Everyone is having... I think I'm supposed to hate you. Why don't I hate you?
Keep going, I think you'll get there.
Oh, for fuck's sake. This wasn't supposed to happen. You would be the one to resist. Hold on a second.
What? Amy turned to her monitor and typed furiously for a few seconds before turning the screen around. Rose stood quietly, feeling utterly horrid inside. She just barged in her and told Amy she hated her?
What the hell is wrong with me? That was so disrespectful.
But she deserves it. Go on, girl. She moved her eyes to the floor and tried to blend into the wall. Sausage boy. So is this supposed to be me now? So I'm brainwashing everyone? That's cool, okay. Don't mind me, Rose. Hello, Rose. The voice came from the monitor. A figure looked back, obscured and shadowed. She could only tell it was male.
Who are you?
I'm the president of the university. There's a lot I could say, but it's easier to show you. A proper counselor is always awake and aware. Now you're gonna know the truth. It was like a blindfold that's just been ripped off of Rose's eyes. In a sudden instant of absolute horror and revulsion, she understood. She was standing in the middle of the room naked. That just happens to the best of us. She was being submissive and docile to a pair of absolute monsters. She was furious. She was seated. They did this to her? She reached behind her and grabbed her perverse accessory, pulling it out and chucking it straight at Amy's head. You can kill someone with that, you know?
Whoa!
The mind-bending witch narrowly dodged the as it bounced off the wall and rolled to the floor.
A proper counselor is always still and obedient.
What if I'm not a proper counselor anymore? How about that? Dozens of memories flooded into Rose's mind, overwhelming her with the sheer perversity of what she's done. Memories of shoving her hips at the computer monitor like a common cam girl or bad girl, of Amy running her fingers over her hair while she watched those awful videos. Memories of watching, of being brainwashed, of smiling white girls who were dragged away to be.
What did I do? I'm as bad as you are. I'm going to be sick.
Oh, calm the hell down, Rose. It's not that bad.
I hope you die alone in a gutter.
How is not that bad? And yeah, I hope you die as well, Amy.
Rose, stop and think for a moment. Yes, I scrambled your brains up a little bit. But I also gave it back for a reason.
Yeah, you make scrambled eggs out of my brain. A little. Rosa's old personality is different.
Give it back. Then why can't I move? Let me go so I can come over there and strangle you. Just who in the hell do you think I am?
Rose, that's who you are.
My mother will finish buying this place out, and I'm going to bulldoze it all to the ground. The call has already been made. Even with your brainwashing, I still won.
Oh, someone's about to have some illusions shattered very soon.
So is that also a lie? Is that also an illusion? My mother's not buying nothing? Bunny, why don't you stop what you're doing and talk with your daughter?
Mom?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, Mom, what are you doing? She has been brainwashed as well. My mom be looking kinda thick though. Rose whispered. She could barely speak.
Oh, hello, dear. Are you enjoying your new job?
I was enjoying it until all of this started and you appeared.
What are you doing? Oh my god. They got you too.
Oh, they're going to be doing so much more in a minute.
Can I not see my mom doing nothing, please? I have enough trauma as it is. Rose couldn't process it. It was too strange, too bizarre. She just blurted out what she wanted to say instead.
Mom, you have to finish the buyout. Fire these people. We talked about it just a while ago. Please.
At this point, I don't think you did.
Oh, no can do, dear. My owner makes all the important decisions now. I'm just their toy.
Owner. Okay, I know where this is going. Or went already. Okay, break's over. Continue.
Sure.
I'm so happy to serve him.
Who even are you?
Imagine she just turned into a freaking alien now.
Oh, Master is someone random I picked up off the street. A nobody.
So I'm a nobody. I can be a nobody.
I wanted someone to take the fall if it all went south. Which it kinda did. I remade them into who I wanted them to be. But I did it a bit too well. I'm not very good at tying people up. They turned it all back on me, and here I am. I'm no different from you now, Rose. I'm their slave. I know how important it is to serve someone perfect. I know I don't have a choice.
I'm in charge, but I don't have any more of a choice about it than anyone. I'm not who I used to be. She remade me into this and I like it. I'm never going back. So wait, everyone in this game has been brainwashed by, themselves? What is happening?
That's what we're here to talk about, actually.
You bitch. You turned me into some kind of crazy and you turned my mother into a slave.
That's the story of your life. Gladly it's not mine. Yet. I hope never.
I have no regrets. My master is perfect. We just want to talk you into seeing things the same way.
You can do whatever you want to me, clearly. I don't believe you want to talk just for a second.
Oh, please. If we wanted to turn you into some begging, pathetic slave like your mother, it would be exceptionally easy.
Wow, respect my mother. She's an honest... I mean, I don't really know her mother, so whatever.
Even with someone resistant like you, we could do it with just a few words. Here, a proper counselor is always asleep and unaware.
My mom really doesn't look like my mom at all. Certainly Rose wondered what she'd been so fierce about before. Her mother was very happy with her owner on screen. It was amazing, really. She found she could move again and immediately put her hands between her strings of hair.
Oh, Mom, it looks so incredible watching you be taken like that. I wish it was me.
You don't want to be taken. You're gonna be taken where?
Thanks, honey. You'll get your chance soon.
What can I say, Mom? My mom is called Bunny, nice. Rose felt curious. Wasn't she here for something? The pulsing waves of comfort that threatened her questioning thoughts told her it didn't matter. She started to express herself as she continued watching.
A proper counselor is always aware and awake. Oh, and make sure to nice and hard for me too.
Now, calm down. Take a few steps back. Again, it floated back in an instant. She found she couldn't control her body again, her hands continuing to move in spite of her regained awareness.
You bitch!
Rose's cry was cut off with something so intense it drove her to her knees. She struggled to catch her breath.
Alright, Rose, now that you know the score, it's time to make you an offer.
A money offer? What kind of offer? Rose had no energy for a bitty reply. She simply stayed on her knees and bended, waiting.
I have a dark dream. A dream where every school and public area is nothing but a beautiful pit of lust and depravity.
That's a weird dream. Would I like to be in that dream? If I was aware, maybe.
A world where nothing is taboo and nobody has a choice. Everything will be an endless circle of lust going nowhere.
Now you see, everyone will just be puppets, puppeteering each other, you know? Amy picked up the accessory that Rose had thrown earlier, tossing it back. Rose caught it in mid-air. Her body moved automatically, returning it to its place inside her body.
I've been trying to do this for years. I've tried so much. Those drugs were my design, you know.
That was you?
Of course it was me. Not that it matters anymore. After I found out how to make mind control work, it became obsolete. I wouldn't have even discovered it without you, you know? I was so desperate to get rid of you when we studied for our doctorates together.
Why, because I was better than you?
I might have gotten my fortunes through less legal means than your mother did, but by this point, I'm also a very rich girl.
Oh, so you're one of those girls that climb ranks by doing something to people on higher ranks.
If you managed to get me driven out of academia like you wanted, I'd be on the streets though. You gave me all the motivation I needed to protect myself and accomplish my goals all at once.
My goals now.
You're much better at getting them done than I was, Master.
What do you even want me for? You don't need to ask me for anything. You've already won.
Oh, it's not perfect. Some people reject it. Some people question and resist it. You, for example. My methods also reduce the intelligence of people I use it on.
I wonder why. They're being brainwashed. They have like the IQ of a seagull.
I couldn't have just sat you down after a single video and had you swear allegiance to my glorious owner. You're barely coming to that point after all this time, and your mind was hardly working at peak efficiency. If you could see some of the reports you've been sending me, well, it's clear your brain was on a downward track, which was pretty hot, actually, but I need you for more.
Can I see those reports?
Worse, young adults are especially resistant. Something about all that youthful rebelliousness. Obviously, that isn't going to help my dream at all. The youth need crushed and molded into something so much lustier. Personally, I just wanted to turn you into a brainless, vapid bimbo and sell you on the streets for a penny a ride.
Will she gallop with her customers or not? Amy says you're as smart as she is. The dream is more important than revenge. All must believe as we do.
At this moment, I truly regret letting them get access to my equipment before the brainwashing was done. But they're just so much smarter and better and more amazing than I am. They get to have the final say. So we want you to join. Become a partner on an equal level to me. It won't be an actually equal partnership, of course. We'll still be happy servants of our owner. Plus, I'll still be ranked above you and get to enjoy you as much as I want.
Of course. Can I say no? Amy pointed at Rose's mother on the monitor.
Still, you won't turn into that.
Why not? That looks like fun. Rose felt her body chill. How could she possibly serve these people? They done so much wrong here. They weren't even sane anymore. It seemed like Sausage Boy was in charge, and they weren't even in control of their own actions. Amy had remade them in her own image before losing control. The true control belonged to a mad dream, not a person.
Oh, and before you make your decision, you should get a taste of the benefits.
I don't want to taste anything. Get it off of my mouth.
A proper counselor always remembers what she likes.
What? Memories struck her mind like bolts of lightning, bringing lurid sensations to the surface. Her, in the teacher's lounge, watching all of the beautiful women, her mouth touching another human, her hands clapping really fast. When was the last time she'd been wanted? When was the last time she'd been touched? She could feel herself reaching full power as she collapsed fully onto the floor. The waves passed through her so strongly she couldn't think. A wordless cry escaped her lips. The memories flooded her. She had been a young girl that liked other girls. She'd always wanted to be with another like herself, and that always pushed them away in fear. She'd been so terribly afraid of being bad and doing the wrong thing, she had denied herself everything. She shut herself off. She spent years hiding from herself in books and studying. She used her money only to build walls around herself. She'd even tried to destroy the one person who seemed to show an interest in her. She had experienced what she craved more than anything. Without guilt, worry-free, just unconcerned happiness. She did it again and again. The righteous happiness wiping all of her thoughts and emotion. Her mind was a chaotic mess of jumbled experiences and emotions exploding over and over. Eventually, it eased. Panting, she came back to reality slowly. The experience had been so intense she felt like her sanity had cracked. Finally, she whispered,
If I serve you, will I get to feel like that again?
Maybe you will, maybe you will not, but we're gonna stay here for now, guys. I don't want this video to go much longer because it's already long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Kissing Therapy. If you like more therapy, press the thumbs up. So subscribe if you want to see all of these videos. And of course, check the link in the description below. And guys, don't go on schools like this. I mean, if you're in school like this and you feel like you're getting brainwashed, you stay there or you don't. But I don't know, guys. You do whatever you want at this point. Just don't go out and brainwash people, okay? I don't know how you do that, but don't do it. Okay, bye bye.